The situation is that some settlers are claiming that these houses before 48 belonged to Jews. Now, there was a court hearing about this. There were several court hearings actually about this, where both Palestinians and Jewish settlers had the chance to present evidence trying to prove ownership over the house. The court ended up ruling that neither the Palestinians nor the settlers managed to have sufficient evidence to prove ownership over the house. But they're evicting the Palestinians anyway. Even though the settlers didn't prove it either, their ownership. And of course, what we assume is going to happen, because it's happened with another family that's already have been evicted in a similar way, that settlers will take over anyway by force, and of course no one will actually leave them out, ever make them leave.
I was going to ask, sorry, if the settlers move in, the state would generally allow that to happen or ignore it? Or
well, it's not supposed to, but that's what actually happens. Settlers create facts on the ground all the time, and this is another example of this. Settlers are going to move in.
This area was once a refugee camp. Many of the people here came from West Jerusalem, like Kamal, the mother of Kamal, Fawzia al-Qud was a tent just the next street down. She was evicted from her home in November last year. There was a protest from July to November in her veranda. There were a number of houses a little further over that have been taken over by settlers. And the story is the housing here was built by these people at their own expense when they gave up their status as UNRWA refugees, and the Jordanian government in the early 50s promised to register their homes, their land, and that never happened. After 67, a few years later, 72, a settler organization, then at that point it was the Vada Sfardi, claimed the land was theirs. And it went to court. And it's been going to court now for 30-something years with different decisions and competing claims about the land. How does it make me feel as a Jew?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying
I'm outraged and angry that people are doing things in the name of the Jewish people, in the name of Torah, which I think are in a very, very simple sense wrong, immoral. And that's why I'm here. I'm here because of my religious faith.
And you think?
I think that there are a lot of Jews in the diaspora that don't want to know what really goes on. They have a very, very powerful emotional reaction to the Holocaust, the creation of the State of Israel, and they are very much locked into a position of Israel right or wrong. And I grew up with that, and I understand it, and I think it's a tragedy.
We're in Sheikh Jarrah, as you know, Palestinian neighborhood in East Jerusalem, and many settlement organizations are trying to bring in as many as Israelis as possible. They started down in the Wadi with the Sheikh Jarrah families that have been already thrown from their houses and those who are now under threat, and it goes along to Shepherd Hotel. Behind Shepherd Hotel there's another compound that should be built for Amanah Group, if you're interested. And I will also tell you about the olive grove behind you, which is also one of their ideas to build a new Jewish neighborhood. Every small change in the area could have severe consequences, and what's the most important and the reason why the settlers insist on building here is that they know that if they build here and bring enough Jews to live inside Palestinian neighborhoods, it will be impossible to have a two-state solution based on two capitals in Jerusalem. It will be impossible to have the Palestinian capital where the Palestinians live and the Jewish capital where the Israelis and Jews live, because the two societies are going to be mixed. This is why they're intentionally building in East Jerusalem.